All right, welcome back, guys. If you've been following along, I got the Snapmaker U1. Came in yesterday. I did the guide of, well, not guide, the walkthrough of how I put it together. Now I'm going to boot it up for the first time and go through the setup instructions and have our first print in this video. I haven't done anything yet. I haven't even turned the power on for it. So I also have these 4 rolls of filament that they had sent. It was a black, red, white, and yellow. It's a snap speed PLA. So we're going to load those up, and then we're going to do the benchy that Snapmaker comes with and see how the first print turns out. Everything's stock. So let's boot it up. Power switch is in the back right. I like the little display here. I'll probably leave the cover on there. I don't want to get scratched. I know most people like to peel it on off, but I'm going to leave it on there. All right, asking the language. Obviously, I'm English. We're not Chinese mainland, we're global. And then please review the terms of service. You can scan it with the QR code with your app, or with your camera app on your phone. I've already actually read it. So, network. All right, I'm gonna set my network up. Mine's Darth Maul, but obviously I'm not gonna show the password. I'll speed through this part or skip out of it. All right, I'm all good on Wi-Fi. It gave me an IP address. That is a stale subnet. I'm actually going to change the subnet after I get this all set up. It's not going to stay on this subnet. This is one I just set up for when I'm initially setting up devices. So go next. All right. Scan QR code with Snapmaker app to log in. So I'm actually going to do this real quick. So I will be right back. All right, guys, we're back. So I did go on my iPhone and I downloaded the Snapmaker app. I created an account, and then after you create the account, you go through the whole verification process. There's a devices tab on there, I think it was, and you can scan that QR code that was there and bind the printer to your account. So that's what I did. As you see, my account is SprueForge, which is the channel. We're going next. And now the printer will perform these calibrations. So it's going to do a multi-tool head offset calibration, heated bed leveling, and vibration compensation. So I'm going to hit start, and let's see how long this takes. I don't know if you can see here, the first one it says it's doing is homing. So it looks like not the tool head, but the Toolchanger there is just going back and forth, making sure calibrating it's in the right spot for homing. All right, so I already got an error. It says CoreXC Home is unstable. Contact support, and it gives me an error code here. So I'm actually going to power it off and power it back on and see what happens. Actually, no, because it's still running through. So hold on, let me hit resume here. Follow the guide below to reinstall the toolhead and verify its position. Okay, so maybe it's expecting a toolhead to already be on there and I missed that part. So homing exception, follow the guide below to reinstall the toolhead and verify its position. I don't know what guide it's talking about below because there isn't a guide there, but it's going to probably try to home again and fail. I imagine I need to have a toolhead on there, but I'll read through the instructions for preparations. All right, so it failed again. I'm probably going to look it up real quick, but I just did look back through the instructions, and it doesn't say anywhere in the instructions to add a tool head to that Toolchanger. As a matter of fact, while you're setting up the tool heads in there, it says avoid manually handling the tool head swapper to pick up or return tool heads, as it may prevent precise mounting on the tool rack. And then nowhere else in here does it say to add a tool head to it all the way through. Matter of fact, the last thing it is putting the clips on and then powering it on. And then after that, it just says you're successful. So I'm going to pause right here and figure out what this error is. All right, guys, so I looked it up on the Snapmaker wiki, and basically it says I need to upgrade the firmware on the machine and then try to redo the homing. So it says that we can hold the upper left-hand corner for 6 seconds and it'll skip all this. All right, and then let's just figure out. All right, so found version 1.3.0. We're going to download. So obviously make sure you're already connected to Wi-Fi. Download the update. And then we're going to try the rehome again. All right, upgrade now. System may restart during update. Do not power off. All right, we're back on the walkthrough here for main setup or initial setup. So we're going to run through this real quick. We're already connected to Wi-Fi. Now let's try this again. Start. Let's see what it does. All right, looks like we failed again. Please retension the timing belt and try again. If the issue persists, perform a homing calibration. Okay. Please perform calibration only under the guidance of official technical support. Improper adjustments may cause homing or tool changer failures. Ensure all tool heads are firmly installed in their docking stations, which they all are. Avoid installation. After installation is complete, the red marker on the slider should no longer be visible. So I have no red markers visible. Tension the timing belt. Loosen but do not remove the 2 screws shown by turning them counterclockwise about 2 turns. All right, so we're going to go through that portion again. It says to loosen them. Hit next. And then it says tension the timing belt. Manually move the tool head swapper along the indicated path for approximately 2 cycles. So it's the same path that we did before. 2 whole cycles. That's 2. Hit next. Retighten the 2 screws at the indicated positions. So retighten the 2 same screws that we loosened, just like we did before. So I'm tightening until I feel tight, and then I stop. All right. Next, calibration in progress. Estimated time, 2 minutes. All right, it looks like that time it was successful maybe. It says follow instructions to align the locating pin with the tool head socket. So it wants to put this in the actual tool head. We're hitting next. It says adjusting tool head. Tap the buttons below to adjust the position of the tool head swapper until the locating pin is centered in the tool head socket. Once aligned, tap next. Alright, so we want to make sure it's centered on that hole in there. And mine actually already looks pretty good. I'm going to go just a smidge left. That looks pretty much dead center, and I'm going to hit next. That one already looks pretty good. I'm going to hit next. That one also looks good. And this one looks like it may be a little bit to the right, so I'm going to move it left. And one more. That's good. Toolhead coordinate calibration in progress. It's also another two minutes. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's running through each tool head now. I'll try to come up a smidge. Alright, homing calibration is finally done. Tap down to save new coordinates for the tool head. Alright, so for some reason I had to redo that belt tensioning thing, but that's fine. So now it's going to go through the other calibrations, the multi-tool head offset calibration, heated bed leveling, and vibration compensation. So I know it's going to take a minute. I'm going to let it run through these, and if something comes up, I will come back and show you guys, but if not, we'll just suspect that everything went good as far as the calibrations go, and then we'll start loading the filament. Alright guys, just want to hop on real quick. During the device calibration here, it says cleaning nozzle. Clean the nozzle with the provided wire brush and maintain a clean docking position. So grab that wire brush that came with it. I'll pop it open real quick, and I'm just going to give it a little scrub, just in case, even though I know there's no filament on it. So looks clean to me. I'm going to hit next. Cleaning nozzle 1. Alright, so it's on nozzle 2. So I imagine it's going to do this for all 4 nozzles. So I'm going to clean this one again, but I'm not going to show you the next 2 when it comes through. Alright guys, just an update. I did forget to show you. It did ask me to pull the plate out, and it's now calibrating the tool heads each individually, and it says estimated time remaining is 8 minutes. There's a little like circular like pad on the bed itself, and that's what it's going down and like touching. So alright guys, I got the black filament here. I snipped the end so it's got a little angle on there. I'm going to slap it on and push it into the tube. There it goes. It's actually quite a bit louder than I thought it would be. So that's one done. Then I guess really I could load the rest. The screen right now says filament preloading. Insert filament into the correct feeder port to complete preloading procedures. So I'm gonna load all 4 of them real quick. I'm gonna use the ones that they sent me. So stand by. Put the white on. And that's all 4 loaded. Alright, so looking back at the screen here, filament preloading, it's all done. We got all green check marks. Going next. Alright, it says official filament auto recognition. So basically it's got the RFID in there. And then third-party filaments, manual profile, setup required after preloading. So obviously if it's not a Snapmaker filament, then it's not going to automatically notice what the color is pretty much. But I do know they have that open RFID that you can use with the, I think it's the PAX firmware or something like that. So there is a way to do it. I haven't got there yet, but that's probably going to be in the future. So I have pretty much all Polymaker filaments besides these ones and a couple of others. So I'll eventually, or I'll have to do the third party filaments, and then eventually I might try that RFID thing. But for now, just got it. And you can see it recognized every single color because it has that RFID tag on it. So editing filament profile, you could click on it, the type, and then the color. Obviously it's not going to let me change it right now. Next, your printer is ready. Let's print your first model. So selecting file, configuring colors, and starting printing. So start. And then there's that benchy I was talking about, the first one that I always saw when they were advertising the printers, that little dragon. It's got the yellow, the red, the black, and the white. So I'm going to click it, and I'm going to let it go. Oh, here displays, oh, what's this? Here displays the preset filament for the model. PLA CF 200G. Oh, so it's just showing you what the display is going to be showing and what each one recommends. So it tells you what the color is, how much it's going to use, and where it is located on the spool. And it says the print is going to be 2 hours and 56 minutes. Hit next. So print preferences. I haven't read into these yet. Obviously I know what a time lapse is, but heated bed leveling is probably going to be something I always keep on so it levels the bed every single time. And then dynamic flow calibration, I don't even know what that is yet, so I'm about to read into that. But for now, I'm just going to hit print, and I'm going to let it start. All right, guys. The benchy, as I want to call it, finally completed. It initially said it was only going to take 1 hour and 52 minutes, I think. And the total time here actually says 3 hours and 2 minutes. I don't know if you can see that or not. So I don't know what that's about, but overall, I like it. Not a bad print at all. So that's going to end this video now. It looks like a good quality print here. I was watching it build and I did a time lapse of it, so I'm going to add that in here at the end of the video. All right. Like, subscribe. See you guys next time.